Hello and welcome inside historic Goodall Park in Sanford, Maine for tonight's action in the Greater Northeast Collegiate Baseball League. I'm Charlie Fellows bringing you the matchup tonight between the 0-2 Lightning and the 3-1 Windjammers. On the mound for the Windjammers in this one is Nate Burnett. And the defense surrounding him, he's got Sam Malgieri at first, James DiGiovanni at second, Landon Schwartzman at short, Tyler Lambert at third. In the outfield, Sam Peterson, Brendan Concannon, and Colin Ryan from left to right, and Griffin Ruffner doing the catching for Nate Burnett. Burnett is a sophomore at USM, the Rollinsford, New Hampshire native. And the lineup he will be facing for Matt Powers' Lightning squad is Henry Lodger, just had to double check there. Henry Lodger, Henry Bebo, Richie Gilboy, Andrew Heffernan, Grady Hotham, Gus Holland, Blake Peoples, Reese Owens, Nick Swain, and Matthew Connor. The 10-man unit for the 0-2 Lightning squad, coming off two straight losses to the league-leading Nor'easters. Lost to them on Friday and again on Sunday up in Harrison at the Field of Dreams, a game that I called. The leadoff man, Henry Lodger, about to stand in. We are just about ready to get underway here at this beautiful park in southwestern Maine. Burnett ready to face down the Thornton Academy graduate. Lodger. The righty deals outside for ball one, and we are underway. Apologize for any intermittent beeping. We're going to be experimenting with this noisy but very useful scoreboard that has been afforded to me. If you ask me, having a scoreboard make beeping noises constantly when a microphone is almost certainly going to be right next door is not an amazing feature, but we're going to make the most of it. Foul back. That one did Henry Lodger. His Thornton Academy Trojan squad lost to South Portland, the eventual champions of Class A this past season. That's outside to bring the count 3-1. And Burnett gives him inside for ball four to start this one off. Lodger aboard with a leadoff walk for Burnett. And the second man, the second straight Henry in this lineup, is Bebo, graduate of Portland High School. He'll be attending Bowdoin College in the fall. Up now with the man on. Takes high. Bebo is a River Rats alumnus. Inside once more. Burnett having a bit of trouble finding the strike zone early, and catcher Griffin Ruffner out to talk things over. A leadoff walk and a 2-0 count here in the top of the first. Burnett is a graduate of St. Thomas Aquinas High School in 2022. Heading into his second year at USM. Had no stats for the Huskies last year. 2-0. Once again missing. And that's down the middle for a strike. He has his second straight 3-1 count against the 5'7" righty Bebo. Payoff pitch. Not quite. Ball four. So Lodger down to second and Bebo aboard. Two straight walks to start this one. Not the start you wanted if you're the New Hampshire native, but the game is just begun. He'll be able to settle down and will attempt to do so as he starts Richie Gilboy off high with the ball. Gilboy from South Portland was on that title team that defeated Edward Little in the championship. Hits that hard out to right, going back, and that's over the fence. That's gone. A mammoth home run by Richie Gilboy. And just like that, a 3-1 lead for the Lightning with none down in the top of the first. The right fielder, Colin Ryan, just had to turn around and watch. Richie Gilboy with 3 RBIs to start this one. So, a hot start for the Lightning. They had a hot start their last time out as well, with the man up at bat right now, Andrew Heffernan, slapping a 2-run shot on the top of the first up in Harrison against the Nor'easters in a game his Lightning would end up losing. But Nate Burnett, as his manager Derek Wood and his catcher Griffin Ruffner out to talk things over once more. Clearly he needs to adjust his approach slightly, especially with the terrifying Andrew Heffernan coming to the plate. The well-lauded 2023 Gatorade Baseball Player of the Year in the state of Maine, while at South Portland, title teammates with the man who just went yard. He had a 0.33 ERA while batting .432 with the Red Riots as he looks at a ball inside. In his Lightning debut on last Friday, he went 2 for 4 and then followed it up with a home run and a couple more hits. His last time up, he's been a bright spot for this 0-2 squad. That's down the middle. Burnett's still looking for his first out here in the top of the first. That's fouled back. It's cloudy and overcast today. We were worried that we might get rained out as that's dribbled down the left line. That's fair. And it certainly appeared to be fair. And that is what they called. No, they were going to say it bounced foul before rolling fair. The home plate umpire gives Heffernan another shot. The weather was looking to be a concern. There was a game scheduled at St. Joseph's College in Standish that got rained out, featuring the Nor'easters and the Norsemen. They're playing in Old Orchard Beach tonight. And that's in for strike 3. So Heffernan falls victim to Burnett's first strikeout. And one away. Grady Hotham now, the Palermo native, graduated from Erskine Academy this past spring, takes inside. Three runs already in here in this top of the first. Hotham is the right fielder for Matt Powers' Lightning squad. Once again inside. Burnett's 2-0, and that nearly clocked him in the head. for a 3-0 count. Burnett needs a strike, and he's not going to get one. His third walk of the inning. Hotham is aboard with one away. So far, this has been a treacherous frame for the Rollinsford, New Hampshire native. He's allowed 3 runs, walked 3, given up a mammoth home run to right field. And now Gus Holland stands in. The catcher takes high. Holland, a Freeport High School graduate, attending USM in the fall. Throw comes into first, with Sam Algieri standing vigil. And that's hit into left field. That will drop for a base hit. Peterson fields and throws in. The Hotham will hang out at second base. Holland knocks a single, the second hit of the inning. And now the 7th man of this top of the first will bat, Blake Peoples. The left-hander from Windham, heading to Southern Maine Community College. All the players on this Lightning squad, of course, are rising freshmen. That's a strike. Hotham on second, Holland on first. Peoples at the plate, cutting a miss. Peoples had a 4-1 record as the starting pitcher for a Windham squad that went 6-11 this past season. Can also do damage with the bat. Had a 2.4 ERA, though. Cutting a miss, though, for strike 3. The second strikeout of the inning. For Burnett, his stuff's been nasty when he's been able to get it over the plate, but some command issues to start things off. We'll see if he can settle down against this last hitter, Reese Owens. He's an extra hitter, so he takes a strike. Owens from Buxton, a couple towns over, went to Bonnie Eagle. He is staying close to home, heading to St. Joseph's in the fall in Standish. Takes low. 3-0 ball game in the top of the first inning. Off of the 3-run shot by Richie Gilboy. Swing and a miss on a high strike. Likely not a strike if he had not gone around. Nate Burnett trying to escape this inning with no further damage. Leave 2 men on. One, 2. That's over the head of Owens for a ball. The Windjammers are 3-3-1. Third out of 5 teams, as their .500 record would suggest. And that's hit high to left, but running on and getting under it to make the catch is Sam Peterson to retire the side. But Richie Gilboy, a 3-run home run, puts his Lightning ahead 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. The bottom of the first ready to get underway now. For the man on the mound for the Lightning is Gavin Belarjan, pitching in front of a defense of Richie Gilboy at first, Matthew Connor at second, Henry Bebo at short, Andrew Heffernan at third. In the outfield from left to right, Blake Peoples, Henry Lodger, and Grady Hotham. And Gus Holland doing the catching for Belarjan, the Woolwich, Maine native. Attended Morse High School in Bath. He was mainly a hitter for the Shipbuilders, hit .288 with 14 runs batted in. but making his season debut today on the mound. Facing off against the lineup for Derek Wood's Windjammers of Sam Malgeri, Derek LeCocher, Landon Schwartzman, Brendan Concannon, Tyler Lambert, Griffin Ruffner, Sam Peterson, James DiGiovanni, and Colin Ryan, a 9-man unit. Belargin will be attending the University of Maine up in Orono this fall. They're about ready to get underway. Sam Malgeri, the first baseman, will be the first man up. He is ready to stand in after this last pitch goes around the horn. Malgeri is a junior at Plymouth State. Another New Hampshire native joining the pitcher for the Windjammers. He is from Stratham, went to Exeter High School. He's hitting, or rather hit .317 with 2 home runs, slugged .500 for Plymouth State in his college campaign. Ready to stand in against Belargin now. The 6-foot righty starts him off with a strike on the corner. I have deduced that the pitch tracking machine does make a beep that is a bit too loud for my or any spectator's liking. So we'll be using it for scoring only. (0-2) to Malgeri. Lined down the first base line, fielded cleanly by Gilboy, steps on the base for the first out. Malgeri is away for Derek LeCocher. Jack LeCocher. There's a Derek right below him on the roster sheet. Jack LeCocher is a sophomore at Rollins from Winter Park, Florida. Another St. Thomas Aquinas product. Grounds that to Matthew Connor at second. Throws on to first for a quick second out. Quick 2 outs for Belargin, and the third man up in the Windjammers lineup is the terrifying hitter Landon Schwartzman. He has been on fire this season. The GNCBL Player of the Week, the first week that such an award was given out. He is hitting .500. He's batted in 11 runs. The backbone of this Windjammers lineup takes inside for ball 1. He's a sophomore at Skidmore after graduating from Kennebunk High School in 2022. Belargin's 1-0 inside. Looks at a strike. And that's how to bring the count 3-1. Schwartzman smartly taking high for ball 4. He will become a 2-out base runner. For Brendan Concannon, the senior at UT Arlington. Brought his talents all the way from Flower Mound, Texas to show out in this Greater Northeast Collegiate Baseball League. He's been all over, though. Started off at Vernon College as a freshman. Sophomore year was at Paris Junior College, both of those in Texas. Takes a ball low. Then transferred to Texas Arlington for his junior year, where he's majoring in construction management. Safe diving in is Schwartzman. with 2 away in the bottom of the first. Belarjan deals. That's chopped up the middle. Shortstop Bebo steps on second base bag to retire the side. A 2-out walk. No problem for the starting pitcher. And a 3-0 lead stays right there. Burnett on for another inning of work, his second, as the top of the second is set to begin. His first inning was a rough one. Allowed 2 hits, 3 walks, and 3 runs. But he's looking to steady his team's ship against the 9, 10, and 1 hitters in the Lightning lineup, starting with Nick Swain, who chops one foul back out of play. Swain started on the mound or rather, pitched in relief the last time the Lightning were out. Takes a quick second strike. He is another member of that South Portland squad that took home the title. He's heading to Dean College in the fall. 0-2. Cutting a miss. Quick 3-pitch strikeout to start off the inning for Burnett. A welcome change of pace. Just what he looked to see. His pitch is doing exactly what they want. Matthew Connor will be next up. He rounds out this 10-man lineup. He takes inside. Connor is from Lewiston, went to Cheverus High School. And he now heads to Assumption. After a riveting GNCBL summer, cut and miss, 1-1. He's playing second today. Burnett deals. Line foul. Into the parking lot. Burnett's 1-2. High. Connor into right field, running on and making the grab. On the run is Colin Ryan for the second out. Two-thirds of the way to a welcome 1-2-3 inning to keep Burnett's pitch count reasonably low. Henry Lodger started off this game with a walk. Came around to score on the Gilboy home run. Burnett will see him once more. Fouled back directly above the press box. Oh, 1. Burnett fires. Cutting a miss. He is finding the strike zone now. Lots of 0-2 counts. Lots of contact. That just barely missed the corner. Whatever he did to reset between innings has worked wonders for him. But that will not do him any favors. A curveball goes wide and hits Lodger, so he's aboard for the second straight time and still hitless. A walk and a hit by pitch comprised his 2 trips to first base. Another man who walked in the first inning, one of 3 that did that, Henry Bebo, also came around to score on the home run hit by the man who will bat if Bebo is able to reach base. Runner goes high, throwing into second. The tag applied and out. DiGiovanni gets the throw from Griffin Ruffner, finding its mark and gunning down the Man on first, Lodger to end the inning. No more runs come in to score. The lead stays at 3. Bottom of the second, the Windjammers will bat Lambert, Ruffner, and Peterson against Belargin. Hitless through 1 inning. Allowed just the 1 walk. Tyler Lambert is a senior at Castleton. He's a native of Lyman, so familiar with this neck of the woods perhaps. Attended Massabesic High School. Hit .240 on 25 at-bats with Castleton as a junior after transferring there from UMaine Farmington. Popped him up on the infield. Coming in, the shortstop Henry Bebo making the play for the first out. Misspoke, excuse me. Those numbers were achieved. His junior year was at UMaine Farmington. He's heading into his senior year, having transferred to Castleton. He will take his talents there after the summer. Now, Griffin Ruffner, the catcher, looks at a low strike. Sophomore at Ithaca, another Exeter, New Hampshire native. Perhaps they all carpool to each game. Belargin's 0-1, chopped foul. Ruffner had just 1 at-bat with Ithaca. As a freshman, he struck out. He's a business administration major. Belargin's 0-2, high. Flied into right center. Going on it is Lodger, and he will make the grab. 2 away. For Sam Peterson, a junior at UMaine Farmington, teammates with Lambert this past season. He's a South Berwick native, went to Marshwood. Hit .258 with the Beavers. Takes a ball. Belargin still is not allowed a hit through 6 batters. Not exactly noteworthy yet. Still, the Windjammers' bats have been flummoxed. In there for a strike, 2-1. The wind has died down. It was blowing in before the game started, but has not been a factor thus far. Peterson with a 3-1 count. Belargin's offering is low, and that will be his second walk. Second 2-out walk. Had one in the first inning as well. That will bring up James DiGiovanni, a freshman at Wentworth, or WPI, excuse me, Worcester Polytechnic. Another Kennebunk High School graduated there this past spring. Takes that one high. Belargin with 2 outs, a man on. Leaves another one high. Now, catcher Gus Holland will come out to talk. It's a beautiful facility. I say that about every park I commentate at, but this one especially, it's always been on the bucket list of mine ever since play-by-play was something I decided I want to do. To call a game here. Park with so much history, so much patronage. Truly beautiful confines. And that's off the pads of the catcher Holland for ball 4 once more. Blargen doing his best Nate Burnett impression with these last few batters. DiGiovanni aboard with Blargen's third walk, second of the inning. Now we'll bring up the 9-man Colin Ryan with 2 on board. That just hit the outside edge of the strike zone. Ryan, a sophomore at UMass Dartmouth from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Peterson at second, Giovanni at first. Low for ball 1. Ryan had 5 at-bats as a freshman, appearing in just 2 games. 2-1. Outside, Blargen looking to find his form again. Quick 2 outs and then 2 walks. Got him here. Leaves that one right down the middle, though. 3-2. Blargen. Payoff pitch. Ryan lined it to second, throwing on to first to retire the side. 2 walks after 2 quick outs, but nothing comes of it. Still a 3-0 ball game. We are on to the 3rd inning in Sanford. Still a 3-0 game. Still Nate Burnett, the pitcher on the mound for the Windjammers. Facing the heart of the Lightning order, starting with Henry Bebo, the man that was at the plate when the last inning ended, when Henry Lodger was thrown out at second trying to steal. He walked his first time up, looks at a strike from Burnett. Cutting a miss for strike 3, or strike 2 rather. Burnett had a 1-2-3 inning, not the most conventional one, but still faced the minimum despite the hit by pitch. That was after an 8-batter first inning. Just low. One, 2 from Burnett. Bebo lays off it. Hit high but foul. Back into the woods that surround the outfield and left side of this park. 2-2. Line down the left field line to foul. That at home run distance. But just turned on it. Bebo as scary a hitter as anyone in this Lightning lineup. Burnett offers. That just nicks the outside corner for strike 3. Bebo will sit down, the 4th K of the game for Burnett. And now, the man that got every last bit of Burnett's number the last time he saw him, Richie Gilboy. With 2 men on in the top of the first, he hit a sky-scraping 3-run shot out to right field. Not only cleared the fence, but cleared the advertising signs above the fence, went into the woods. Just a towering shot, and he won't have to work quite as hard to reach base that time. A first pitch hit by pitch will get him aboard. for Andrew Heffernan, who struck out looking for the first out of the first inning. He's heading to Merrimack. One of two players on this Lightning squad heading there. Looks at a strike down the middle. About as accomplished a high school baseball player as exists in the state of Maine right now. Though I don't think you would call him a high school baseball player anymore. High for ball one. Looking forward to see what he accomplishes with the Warriors in Merrimack. Till now, though, he's the cleanup hitter, and he ropes that one down the left field line, giving chase, and that is just foul into the left field corner. Man, I thought that might drop and be extra bases. But instead, 2 feet to the left for the loudest of strikes. Chopped that in the dirt. Burnett goes up for it, throwing on to first. Malgeri able to make the grab for the second out. Heffernan retired for the second straight time, and now Grady Hotham will bat. He walked. He was the third and final walk of the first inning. Was stranded on second after the Gus Holland single and the Reese Owens fly out. Burnett trying to get through his third inning of work. Curveball just gets into the strike zone, and Gilboy thought about going, but Ruffner looked him back. Gilboy advanced to second from the Heffernan ground out. He now resides there. Hotham with a 1-1 count. Cut and a miss. Burnett deals. Inside. Two and two from the Rollinsford native. And that's in there for strike three. He sits down two more via the strikeout and ends a scoreless third inning here in Sanford. Belarjan back on the bump for the bottom of the third. For the top of the Windjammer order, Malgeri, LeCoultre, and Schwartzman. Malgeri has grounded out to third to open this one. And Belarjan starts him off with a swing and strike. The Woolwich native has pitched well. He's walked 3, but still has yet to give up a hit nor a run. But just as I say it, into right center field for a base hit. Malgeri will hang up at first for a single. I tend to do that as soon as I note that a pitcher hasn't done something in a while or yet. It immediately happens. Sam Malgeri can thank me for that one. He is on first for LeCoultre. Runner goes. That's high and into second base. Slides in safely. Does Malgeri with a stolen base. And I do have to note, number 3, I do not have in my lineup. So it's possible this is Jack LaCoultre wearing a different jersey. Or this may be a batter that I do not have the number of yet. In any event, 1-1 count for him. Foul back. One, two. Cut and a miss for strike 3. He is tagged. First strikeout on the day for Balarjan. And now Landon Schwartzman will bat. He walked and then was thrown out in a fielder's choice to end the first inning. Balarjan starts him off with a strike. 1 away, a man on second. Windjammers still looking to get into the scoring after falling down 3-0 before there was an out recorded in the game. Nate Burnett's pitched well since then, but that's a hole to dig out of. And the top of the lineup, trying to do just that, has a man in scoring position, does Schwartzman. The best hitter in the GNCBL, just the man for the job. Balarjan offers. That's chopped to Balarjan. Thrown on to first base to get the second out. Malgeri down to third. On the fielder's choice. And the cleanup man, Brendan Kincannon, will bat. He also reached on a fielder's choice, or rather batted into a fielder's choice that ended the inning. Did not reach base. Line foul. UT Arlington senior. His father was a football player at the University of New Hampshire. Made all conference honors, so New England heritage. Perhaps a summer home in the family. I would much rather personally be in temperate Maine than arid Texas any summer, but that's spoken like someone from the former who has never been to the latter. Balarjan throws one low. Kincannon trying to capitalize on the man on first with 2 down. Can't simply sacrifice him home. Low for ball. 2-1 count. Three and 1 now. See, he takes one high and in. Tyler Lambert on deck. And that's outside for ball 4. Kincannon aboard with 2 away. Runners on the corners now for Lambert, who popped out to short to start the second inning. That's Balarjan's 4th walk, and now manager Matt Powers, catcher Gus Holland coming out to talk things over. A little bit of a jam here with 2 outs. Windjammers looking to get back in this game. A quick burst of scoring started the top of the first inning. A Lodger walk, a Bebo walk, a Richie Gilboy 3-run home run. But since then, not much has happened for either team. The teams have combined for two hits, between the two of them, one each. The Windjammers got theirs at the start of this inning. Tyler Lambert, as I said, has popped out to short. An opportunity for an RBI. Runner goes, and that's hit high out to left, but Blake Peoples gets under it for the third and final out. A scoring opportunity goes uncapitalized on by the Windjammers. The Lightning keep their pristine 3-0 advantage. Burnett on the mound to start this top of the fourth at Goodall Park in Sanford. His Windjammers trail 3-0. He will face off against Gus Holland, Blake Peoples, and Reese Owens. Holland has singled. One of two hits in the game for the Lightning. Cuts and misses on the first one. Holland from Freeport. Went to Freeport High School. Heading now to Gorham to go to USM in the fall. Popped him up into foul territory, back out of play. (0-2) from Burnett. Fouled off, excuse me. Holland still 0-2. Burnett trying to get his 6th K. Instead, he'll throw inside for ball one. The Windjammers do have a man warming up in the bullpen, Jack LaCocher, as Burnett throws high and in for ball two. (2-2) on Holland. Just got a piece of it. Holland and the Windjammers catcher Ruffner talking a bit, and that's inside to bring the count full from an 0-2 hole. Holland has worked it back in his favor. As a rowdy bench mob would tell you, base hit ball 4 incoming. Holland will try for the ladder, instead grounds it to third, and yeah, hammered to come off the bag is Malgiri on the high throw from Tyler Lambert. And so Gus Holland is aboard. Would have been a difficult play anyway, but Malgiri had to jump for it. And that will bring up Blake Peoples, who struck out swinging when last he batted. Looks at a ball. Just safe. Bang, bang play on the throw over to first. Holland able to get back in time. Peoples is a Windham High School graduate, heading to SMCC in the fall. Another throw back to first. Throwing down to first, the catcher, and that's in time to throw out Holland at first base. Heads up catching from the catcher, Griffin Ruffner. And the base path's now empty for Peoples. Caught Holland getting a little too comfortable with his lead. That's in for a strike. That's the second man that Griffin Ruffner has gunned down on the base paths today. He has had an excellent day behind the plate. One of the best fielding catchers in this league. A valuable asset for any team. Foul tip into the mitt for strike 2. Burnett ready to offer. And that's outside for ball 4. So just as quickly as a base runner was thrown out, another one takes his place. Peoples aboard for the 4th walk of the day. With one away, Campbell Cassidy will bat in Reese Owens' stead. Takes the ball inside. Cassidy, the other Merrimack future player on this Lightning squad. He is a Edward Little High School product. His squad lost to South Portland in the Maine High School Class A Finals. Lost to the Red Riots 5-0. Cassidy batted .323 with 20 hits. Also a 1.49 ERA and 55 Ks. Takes that one right to the helmet. Looks okay, though. Jogs down to first base. The third straight man to reach base in the top of the 4th against Burnett. That is the third man he has hit with a pitch. Cassidy is aboard for Nick Swain, who struck out swinging. His first time against Burnett. Looks at strike 1. 2 men aboard, 1 out. They're within a clutch Griffin Ruffner pickoff of having the bases loaded and none out. Fouled back for strike 2. Swain's Sopo Red Riots defeated current first base occupant Campbell Cassidy's Edward Little squad. 0-2 from Burnett. Outside. Burnett has had base runners since the 3-run bomb. Ended the first inning even with first and second occupied. Has not given up a run since. Chopped down the right field line, foul. Burnett. Inside, stopped by Ruffner. No runners will advance. Chopped down to short, and that goes off the glove of the shortstop, Schwartzman. So the bases will be loaded. Peoples was running from second to third, may have obstructed Schwartzman's line of sight as he was going for the routine grounder. Swain is aboard. Bases loaded and 1 out for the 10th man, Matthew Connor. A good hit can blow this game open. Ball to start him off. Getting some faint sunlight on the field now. Can't quite see it in the broadcast, but that is lined through the middle for a base hit. Peoples will score, rounding third, and scoring is Campbell Cassidy to give the Lightning a 5-0 lead. Swain down to second on the Connor single. And now a Mountain Conference will commence in earnest. It appears we will see a pitching change. Jack LeCouture coming on to take the ball from Burnett. After 3 1/3, we will be right back in Sanford. LeCouture in the game to replace Nate Burnett. After 3 1/3, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks. Facing off against Henry Lodger, who has walked and been hit by a pitch. For a ball with 1 away here in the top of the 4th. 2 runs already in. The lead for the Lightning now 5-0. And that'll go all the way to the backstop. Advancing to third is Nick Swain. Matthew Connor down to second. Two-one count. That's lined into right field, but able to get under it is the right fielder Colin Ryan, tagging up and trying to score, but he will be thrown out. Nick Swain is doubled off trying to score from third on the throw from the cannon of Colin Ryan to end the inning. 2 runs come in. The Lightning lead 5-0. Blageron on now, the beneficiary of a 5-0 lead. His Lightning bats have delivered for him. The Windjammer bats, however, have been silent. Just 1 hit through a trip and a half through this lineup. Now Ruffner, Peterson, and DiGiovanni will try to crack the code. Ruffner flew out to center when last he batted. Sophomore at Ithaca has been excellent behind the plate catching for the Windjammers. Helped save a couple runs in the past inning. Trying to impact this game with the bat as the sun comes out here in Sanford. What a change of events for a game many thought would be rained out. Balargian, the 2-0, in for a strike. Balargian, excuse me. The Morse graduate, 3 innings pitched, has allowed just 1 hit and popped him up into shallow center. The second baseman Connor under it for the first out. Ruffner's retired. Now Sam Peterson, who has walked, was stranded on second after getting there via a James DiGiovanni walk and then a Colin Ryan ground out. In the dirt down the third base line, but foul. Same pitch spot, nearly the same result. 2 strikes on Peterson. the left fielder for the Windjammers, junior at UMaine Farmington. South Berwick versus Woolwich. And that's strike three. Just hit the outside corner. Peterson down on strikes. The second K for Belargian. And now James DiGiovanni, who walked his last time up. Belargian trying to complete a 1-2-3 inning. Line toward his own dugout. Giovanni, a 5'10" righty. Looks at ball one. Windjammers had a runner on first to end the last inning, but nobody has come through yet. Did he go around? No, he did not, says the first base umpire. 2-1. Belargian has not been perfect. He's had his share of walks, but has kept the Windjammers side of the scoreboard all zeros thus far. 2-2. He deals outside. The sunlight was short-lived. Payoff pitch. Cut and a miss, but it goes into the dirt. The catcher, Holland, has to throw down to first, and he will not do it. Cutoff man Connor in the right place to prevent the runner advancing, but as it is, a swinging strikeout for DiGiovanni. He is aboard with 2 outs. Colin Ryan has grounded out to second. Popped him up. Heffernan coming on and making the grab to retire the side. Still all zeros by Largeron pitching a great game for the Lightning as we are halfway home. The 5th inning coming right up. LeCouture back on in relief after 2/3 of an inning, relieving the ailing starter Nate Burnett. He will face off against Bebo, Gilboy, and Heffernan, 2, 3, and 4 in this loaded Lightning lineup. Up 5 runs on the Windjammers, looking to be well on their way to their first win of the season. Bebo starts off with a strike. He has struck out looking and walked. Came around to score in the first inning. Second low strike. LeCouture, the Rollins sophomore's 0-2, is lined into left field for a base hit. Bebo aboard. Richie Gilboy has homered and been hit by a pitch. Has a runner on first with none out. In a game, his squad already leads by 5. LeCouture, foul back. So many players in this lineup can make you pay if you're not careful. A who's who of power hitting threats from all across Maine high school hitting, and we haven't even seen famed slugger Nick Frink yet. Outside for ball 2. Based on the shouts from the dugout of the Windjammers, it appears maybe this is not Jack LeCoultre, despite him having Jack LeCoultre's jersey on. That is ball 4. Gilboy is aboard with his 3rd trip to first. Bebo down to 2nd. Early trouble for who I can now deduce is most likely Jimmy Gignac, who faces off now against Andrew Heffernan, who has struck out and grounded out to the pitcher. Cuts and misses for strike 1. So what I can deduce likely happened, Jack LeCoultre has number 3 on, so that was not a pinch hitter in the 2nd inning. That was Jack LeCoultre, and this is Sam Malgeri, or Jimmy Gignac, excuse me. The St. Joseph's pitcher out of Deering lines that right at the 3rd baseman. On to 2nd for 1, on to 1st. The double play. Bebo down to 3rd, but the 6-4-3 double play. Andrew Heffernan is 0 for 3. And Grady Hotham now will bat. He has walked and struck out. Gignac starts him off with a ball. He's a Deering High School product. Low ball 2. I apologize for the confusion. The jersey numbers I have may not be entirely accurate. This is my deduction from this. Always room to improve on these broadcasts, but in any event, Gignac facing down Hotham. High into right field, running on Ryan, and falls down foul. If he had about a foot more of a jump, could have possibly made a running catch. With 2 away, a sacrifice fly won't do it. Hotham needs a hit if he wants to extend his squad's lead. Popped him up into foul territory. Tyler Lambert coming on, and there's a collision. Lambert and the pitcher Gignac both going for it. Neither of them could get it. Both of them up and all right. That happened just out of frame. Both of them laughing about it. Two and 2 count to Hotham. Gignac trying to leave a runner on 3rd in the top of the 5th. Hotham fights another one off. The Erskine Academy graduate from South China, well, from Palermo, went to school in South China. Hit .340, batted in 9 runs for Erskine. Heading to USM in the fall. Trying to get an RBI here. Flied in foul territory, coming on the first baseman, and he did not make the catch. Malgeri covered the ground, but could not get his glove on it. I think that might have gone just over the fence into the parking lot. So a few near misses. Hotham is being demanded by the baseball gods to remain at the plate for as long as he can make contact. 2-2 once more. And that's lined into left field for a base hit. A long at bat paying off for Grady Hotham. Henry Bebo in to score. Lightning lead at 6-0. Gus Holland now has gone 2 for 2. He's singled twice. Also been picked off by Ruffner. That was in the third inning. Hits it high into center field. Coming on Concannon, as does the shortstop Schwartzman. He makes the play to retire the side. One more run comes in to score. This deficit keeps getting more daunting for the Windjammers. They will try and make a dent in it in the bottom of the fifth, trailing 6-0. Pitching change for the Lightning after 4 innings of 1 hit, 3 strikeout work. Gavin Belarjan is out, and Ian Libby is in. He was one of the best pitchers in the state of Maine this past season at Gray New Gloucester High School. He's a Gray native. Had one of the best individual performances of the season for any player in Class A. Class B, excuse me, for Gray New Gloucester against Trape Academy, and Kittery struck out 15 in a 2-hit full game shutout. A game his squad won. Also started the season opener for the Lightning. Gave up 4 runs, just one of them earned though, in 3 innings of work. He starts off Sam Malgiri with a strike. He has singled and grounded out. Also stolen a base. Quick 0-2. Libby's heading to USM this fall. Stands a towering 6'7". That's outside. One, 2. Line down the third base line. Foul. Chopped in the dirt over the head of Libby, thrown on the shortstop, and not in time. Henry Bebo had a good effort, but it was not enough to beat out Malgiri. He is aboard with his second hit of the game. Malgiri has both of the Windjammers' hits in this game. They've managed just 2. Now Jack LeCocher up. He has grounded out and struck out. Foul back. Libby steps off. 0-1 count. And now manager Matt Powers wants to have a word. Gavin Belarjan faced off against 18 batters and allowed just 1 hit. Ian Libby has now matched that total in just 1 batter faced. So his infielders and his skipper want to have a word on how to pitch to LeCocher. the St. Thomas Aquinas product. Libby's 0-1. Outside. Line foul off the top of the grandstand, and it caromed right back into the glove of the diving catcher, Gus Holland. Wonder if they give him like half an out for that. Oh, 2, foul back. 1-2, excuse me. Still, the count remains there. LeCoultre battling. Making Libby work. After Belarjan mainly breezed through all the batters he faced, Libby is having some trouble against the first two batters. The third time through the Windjammer lineup is LeCoultre just barely gets a piece of the last pitch to stay alive. Now the 1-2, cut and a miss. Libby wins that battle. LeCoultre strikes out for the second time. And now Landon Schwartzman has been largely silent. And excuse me, this is a pinch hitter for Schwartzman. This is Luke Doty. Takes strike one. Doty, a sophomore at St. Joseph's from York. Had 8 at-bats with the Monks. 3 walks, no hits. Did score twice. Takes strike 2. With 1 away against Libby. Malgeri's still on first. And that is a quick 3-strike K. Second straight for Libby. If his performance against Trape and against other high school opponents was any indication, he, of course, is a strikeout pitcher. Brendan Concannon has not struck out. He has batted into a fielder's choice and walked. With 2 away in the bottom of the 5th, cuts and misses at the first offering from Libby. That curveball is no joke. 0-1, runner goes. That's inside. Holland throws down, but he's not able to get him. Sliding in safely is Malgeri, his second steal of the game. Runner in scoring position now with 2 away. The Flower Mound, Texas native looking to advance him. Outside. Libby offers, and that's inside again, nearly clipping Concannon. Trying to get the third out, turning around and throwing into second was off the bag. So even if Malgeri had not been back in time, probably would not have gotten tagged. He offers inside once more, and that's ball 4. Concannon takes his second walk. His first Libby has thrown. Now Tyler Lambert has popped out to short, flied out to left. Takes strike 1 right down the middle. Didn't even square up for that one. The Lyman native. Down 0-2. His team down 6 runs to 0. Grounder to second. Throws on to first to retire the side. 2 base runners, but still no runs. The Lightning will take their 6-run advantage into the 6th. Jimmy Gignac back on the mound for the top of the 6th. The Lightning will bat Peoples, Cassidy, and Swain, their 7, 8, and 9 hitters. With a comfortable 6-run lead. The St. Joseph's student starts him off with a ball. Peoples has struck out swinging and walked. Came around to score in the 4th. Hits that one right at the second baseman DiGiovanni for the first out. One away for Campbell Cassidy, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. He was the 2nd run to score in that 3rd inning. The Auburn native now stands in against Gignac and grounds it back to Giovanni. Thrown on to Malgiri at first and again for the out. Quick 2 down for Nick Swain. He has struck out and singled. Advanced to second on a wild, or advanced to second on a steal. Got to third on a wild pitch. Drove in 2 runs with that single, but was then thrown out, doubled off to end that inning. Gignac fires in a ball just on the edge of the strike zone with Matthew Connor on deck. Three one. Line foul. Nick Swain will be heading to Dean this fall from South Portland, where he was a champion. Hit .231 with the Red Riots. Cut and a miss for strike 2, excuse me. Lost track of the count. That was 3-0 before, not 3-1. But that's cut and a miss for strike 3. Just splice that right on top. Nice 1-2-3 inning from Jimmy Gignac. 6-0, still the lead. Time for the home half of the 6th inning, with Griffin Ruffner, Sam Peterson, and James DiGiovanni due up for the Windjammers. Their second to last chance to chip away at this lead. Ruffner has flied out to center, popped out to second. The 2 through 9 hitters in this Windjammers lineup are I'm not exactly sure how many at-bats they've had, but they are hitless. Sam Algieri is 2 for 3. And that was lined right at. I had to do a double take. I glanced away for a second, and I couldn't quite see what happened, but Ian Libby caught a fireball hit right at his chest to record the first out. Sam Peterson now has struck out and walked. As I was saying, the hitters for this Windjammers squad not named Sam Malgeri are a combined 0 for 17 in terms of getting a hit. There have been a few walks here and there, 5 of them in fact, so more like 0 for 12, but still, they are hitless. Peterson looks at a high strike. Libby fires. Leaves it high. None on, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Windjammers at the bottom of a 6-run hole. That's the 3rd ball. Libby. And that's ball 4. Peterson walks for the 2nd time. It's the 2nd walk of the game for Libby. 6th for his squad. And now Derek Ducharme will bat in James DiGiovanni's place. That gets past the catcher Holland. Down to 2nd goes Peterson. Ducharme, a rising sophomore at Central Maine Community College. Graduated from Dirigo High School up in Dixfield in 2022. His freshman year, he had 2 at-bats, but did score twice as a pinch runner. Takes inside. Now Holland will talk it over with Libby. One out. High. One away, a runner on 2nd in the bottom of the 6th. As a breeze starting to pick up, Ducharme looks at a strike. Libby fires a 1-1. Line back into the netting. Ducharme's teammates in his Windjammer dugout cheering him on. It was not successful, however. He is down on strikes. Colin Ryan now has grounded out, popped out to 3rd into foul territory. That is high, but a diving stop. Excellent effort by Gus Holland to stop the runner from advancing and prevent the wild pitch. 1-0 on Ryan. The Windjammers still hitless when Sam Malgeri is not up. Inside for ball 2. A Chelmsford High School product. Trying to give his team some kind of momentum. It's very difficult to manage any kind of scoring when both of your team's hits, when you're in the 6th inning, belong to the same person. Doesn't lend itself particularly well to momentum. Chaining together some runs. 3-0 on Ryan, though. Libby, right down the middle. Paradoxically, as the evening has progressed, they've gotten more and more sunshine as Ryan grounds that to the 3rd baseman Heffernan, throwing on to 1st and able to get him to retire the side. The Windjammers again leave a man in scoring position and cannot get a hit off of this Lightning staff. The Lightning now will bat for the 7th and final time here in Sanford. Gignac back on the mound to close out the defensive portion of the Windjammers campaign. So far, he's pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, struck out a man, and thrown a wild pitch. He will face Matthew Connor, Henry Lodger, and Henry Bebo at the very least. Connor has flied out to right and singled. Later got to second on a wild pitch. Cut and a miss for strike 1. Gignac has pitched well. He's allowed 4 of the 6 runs, as that is up through the middle for a base hit. Matthew Connor will be aboard with his 2nd hit of the day. As I was saying, the vast majority of the damage done by his predecessor, Nate Burnett, who was driven from the game after 3 1/3, 5 hits, and 5 runs, including a 3-run shot by Richie Gilboy. Henry Lodger up now. He has walked, been hit by a pitch, and flied out. Three plate appearances, but 0 for 1. Hits that high into right, but under it is Ryan, and he makes the catch for the first out. Henry Bebo now has been walked, struck out, and singled. Came around to score on the Grady Hotham single after being advanced to second by an Andrew Heffernan ground out. Takes ball 1. Runner goes, and Ruffner couldn't field it cleanly. That will be ball 2 and a stolen base for Matthew Connor. Bebo, 2-0. Gignac, inside. In the closing inning of this game here at beautiful Goodall Park, throwing into second now is Gignac, no play. And that's roped down the left field line. Is it fair? It is not. Oh, it looked like it fell right on the line, but the home plate umpire calling everybody back. That was as close as you can possibly get. Bebo licking his chops at that one. That would have almost certainly scored Connor from second. But he will have to get another crack at it against Gignac. Three and 1. Foul back to bring the count full. Bebo deep into a battle. With the St. Joseph's pitcher who leaves it low. Now the count is full. Portland High School, soon-to-be Bowdoin hitter, takes a payoff pitch low for ball 4. Bebo, the second man on with one down. First walk for Gignac. And Richie Gilboy has been hit by a pitch, walked, and crushed a 3-run homer. Takes down the middle. He is half of the runs for the Lightning. He batted them in. Hasn't been given much to hit since, as evidenced by the walk and the hit by pitch. Chips that foul. Might have made its way into the press box had the net not been there. Gignac deals, and that's lined right at the second baseman, throwing back to first for the double play, and the Windjammers get out of it. Bebo had a bit too long of a lead, and he pays for it. Now, a 6-run mountain to climb. We've seen some crazy comebacks and near comebacks so far this season. Can the Windjammers make history? The bottom of the 7th, coming right up. Down 6-0 in the bottom of the 7th. The final hope for the Windjammers rests in the top 3 hitters in this lineup, Malgiri, Lacocher, and Doty. And the perfect man to get it started is Malgiri. He has both the hits in the game for the Windjammers. He is 2 for 3, grounded out, and also singled twice, stolen 2 bases as well. He has been all over the place trying to win this game all by himself, but not been particularly successful. Takes that right down the middle from Libby, who is on with closing duties. Cut and a miss. Manager Derek Wood encouraging his best performing hitter today. Looks at a ball. Jack Lacocher on deck, who has struck out twice and grounded out. Now Jerry takes outside, 2-2. The Plymouth State Junior. Foul tip into the mitt for strike 3. Not what you want to see if you're a Windjammers fan. 4th K for Libby. And now the Windjammers will have to get it done without the only man that has a hit for him tonight. Jack Lacocher has had a very different day. As I mentioned, he is not minute aboard. Line foul down the right field line into the parking lot. As passing motorist perhaps blows a gasket in the road behind. I'm sure that sounded great. Outside. Chopped down the line and off the glove of the second baseman, Connor. And Jack Lacocher is aboard for the first time. Connor could not field it cleanly. Still not a hit, but a base runner's a base runner, and Luke Doty will try to move him along. He struck out looking his first time up. Sophomore at St. Joseph's. Former 3-sport athlete at York High School. Played football and hockey, but was the baseball MVP and now is pursuing that. Line down the first base line foul. 1 away with a man on first. 6 runs for the Windjammers to make up. Perhaps playing for pride. On Sunday up at the Field of Dreams, the Norsemen were in a similar situation, down by 7 going into the bottom of the 7th, and they made it a 2-run game against the Patriots, so crazier things have happened. But the bats in this lineup, normally a good hitting team, have been silenced today. Down the middle. Libby wasting no time, attacking the zone. Four Ks for him and just 2 walks. Outside. Libby deals. Cut and a miss for strike 3, his second K of the inning. Five Ks now in relief for Libby. And the hopes for the Windjammers rest on Brendan Concannon's shoulders. He has walked twice and reached on a fielder's choice. LeCoultre at first. 2 away. Libby starts him off inside. Inside once more. 2-0 the count. (3-0) now. Concannon works it into a favorable position. Just once this entire game have the Windjammers had multiple people on base at the same time. Libby throws back to first. That was nearly in time. LeCoultre got back just in time. 3-0 to Concannon. And that's just in the strike zone. The Windjammers down to their last out. Libby deals. Fouled back to bring the count full. Libby with a payoff pitch to close out a 6-0 shutout win. The first win his squad has. Runner goes, and that is just inside. No, it's called strike 3. The Lightning grab their first win of the season. They move to 1-2 with a dominant 6-0 win on the home Windjammers. Gavin Balargian gets a win with 4 innings of 1 hit ball. And the Windjammers fall to 3-4-1 after a rocky pitching start. Their bats could never quite get going. They fall back in the standings. They will play again later in the week at St. Joseph's. As this match at Goodall Park in Sanford comes to a close, I've been Charlie Fellows. I hope you enjoyed.